Liverpool to lose, man. I mean, the thing is, right now, obviously, top at Christmas. How many teams go top at Christmas and fail to win the Premier League? Last team to that was Liverpool.
And the team before that,
Liverpool. So I mean, not that I don't have to have a habit of it, but maybe third time lucky. Maybe this is their year that they've been talking about for the past 20 odd years or whatever. This is the year they may win the Premier League.
Welcome, guys, to episode 9 of the Neeks Sports Podcast. I hope everyone had a brilliant Christmas. And we are now in the season of what I celebrate, which is Kwanzaa. 26th of December, you are listening to this podcast. And we've had a brilliant and exciting weekend of Premier League football. I think it started, obviously, on the Friday with Liverpool securing their position as league leaders going into Christmas, and ended with an absolute battering on Merseyside. Spurs beating Marco Silva's side 6-2. That's Everton. But in between all that, there was a big change. A lot happened on that Saturday. None more so than Man City. Big, massive upset. At home to Crystal Palace. They took the lead. Went 1-0 up. I thought, that's it. 1-0 up. Clear through. They're gonna, match Liverpool at the top of the table. But Crystal Palace came back, a couple wonder goals from Schlupp, and obviously Andros Townsend for me, which is probably the goal of the season so far. And Crystal Palace came back and won 3-2 to, you could say, blow the title race wide open. I'm here in the studio with Ramone, of course, and Nathanael. You come from behind your Skype screen to join us in the studio. I don't even recognize you without the pots and pans behind you. But thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
What did you make of the weekend, Nathanael?
It was a very, 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 very interesting weekend. Like, I never expected what happened to happen, to be honest. Like, City losing, didn't see that coming. The 6-2, didn't see that coming. What else? I didn't even see United winning. Like,
you must have seen everyone saw United win. I mean, that's obvious. We always win.
Nah, I didn't see that win against Cardiff. But yeah, it was very surprising. That Townsend goal, oh my goodness.
Does this mean that Liverpool are now favourites for the title? They're 4 points clear of Man City.
Yeah.
Does it mean Liverpool, this is their title to lose?
I wouldn't say it's... All I'll say is, we're 4 points ahead. We're unbeaten. It's Christmas. Like, we'll see after the Man City game before I say something.
Oh, I want to see now.
No,
You're here now. You might not be here. Come the Man City game. I want to know right now. 18 games in, 4 points clear. Haven't lost the game in the league season. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe you got an invincible season coming. Some people said it can't be done.
It's possible. Anything can happen. The ball is round. The pitch is rectangle. Anything can happen.
You're sitting on the fence. I see it.
Like, I don't want to say something and then I jinx it. You get me? I just want it to happen naturally.
Javon, can you turn on the heating in this studio? It's
like a sauna.
I'm baking here, bro, man.
Oh,
cool. Ramone. Title race wide open. Liverpool to lose.
3 minutes in. I said, nah.
Liverpool to lose, man. I mean, the thing is, right now, obviously, top at Christmas. How many teams go top at Christmas and fail to win the Premier League? Last team to that was Liverpool.
And the team before that,
Liverpool. So I mean, not that I don't have to have a habit of it, but maybe third time lucky. Maybe this is their year that they've been talking about for the past 20 odd years or whatever. This is the year they may win the Premier League. But it's just a shame that they're coming up against one of the best teams we've ever seen in the Premier League. So if Liverpool win the Premier League, it's definitely credit to them because the majority of people actually said that Man City would win the Premier League because of how well they did last year. But it's not easy to do it twice in a row,
no one's done it since Man United 2009. Yeah, that was the last time someone defended it.
But it's definitely possible, especially the way they're playing. It's definitely possible. Man City are massively in it and probably still favourites with the bookies as well. So there's a long way to go. That the game just makes the game Man City Liverpool And
that makes it well. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen between now and that game itself. I think there's about 2 or 3 games, 2 games before that.
2-3 games.
And you would say Man City need to at least match Liverpool's results going into that fixture. So let's say the 4-point gap stays as it is. Is that a must-win game for Man City at home to Liverpool?
Definitely.
Of course. Like for them, they have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying for them.
Yeah.
So not even a draw would be good enough for them.
Nah, because then it would be a 3-point gap.
Well, it'll still be a 4-point. It's still because you're drawing each other.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
The thing is, if Man City Liverpool draw, you still can't rule out Man City.
I know, that's the thing.
So if Liverpool win, it's huge. It's absolutely
you have
huge.
to make them favourites at that point.
Yeah. 7 points. 7 points. You know, obviously we've seen comebacks. You know, you would know yourself. 8 points clear. And, and Man City pulled you. What was you? February, March?
We had about 4-5 games to go, maximum 5,
and you're 8 points clear.
Yeah.
Boy, Liverpool needs to relax because that City wasn't even as good as the City. So Liverpool needs to just, they should be happy, and rightly so. You know, they told everyone they were going to win the Premier League this year, as they did last year and the year before. But finally, it looks like it could be happening. Maybe Liverpool could win the Premier League, but. Listen, the same way Man City got taken out by Crystal Palace, Liverpool could happen to Liverpool the same way. Like the Premier League's not easy. Liverpool are not getting unbeaten.
Yeah, I was going to say only one team's done it.
Liverpool are not getting unbeaten.
Well, we're halfway through.
When I saw Man City lose to Chelsea, I said yes. I said that means there's no team getting unbeaten this season
because they were the only one.
Yeah, they were the only one. And then the fact that Lovren's come out and said that they could do it means that they won't do it. Means that they won't.
You know, when he came out and said, I went on Twitter and I see bare people like Liverpool fans. Oh, why are you talking, Lovren?
I was so
this,
surprised.
Yeah.
I was like, why?
I'm surprised you beat that Wolves didn't beat you after that. I'm surprised Wolves didn't beat you after that because that's what tends to happen. But then if you think about it, when Chelsea won the Premier League a couple of years ago, they asked us Fabregas, can you go unbeaten for the season? He said no.
But hadn't they lost? They hadn't lost any games. No, they lost to you already early. They lost.
Well, I don't know what it was. It was an interview that they had, and they said, "Can Chelsea go unbeaten?" And he said, "No, it's not going to happen." He said, "It's not going to happen again." So, so he said, like, as in that's Arsenal's record. It's not going to happen for a long time. They asked Pep as well before he got beaten as well, and he
last season
said that's Arsene Wenger's record. He said it's not going to happen, and Julie they did lose. But
it's funny, last season when they were unbeaten, it was actually Man City that Crystal Palace that came up against where they should have lost. Ederson saved the penalty in the last minute, and then obviously it was Liverpool who took that record.
Yeah, but in that documentary that they released, they talked about it. They said the game before Crystal Palace, their head scout Pep brought in the head scout into the team and said, "Listen, he said that Crystal Palace is going to be a tough game, so don't take this game lightly. It's going to be a tough game, and it's a game where we could slip up very easily." He never mentioned it before any of those things. He just always mentioned about our next game. Yeah, we can beat them, but he said Crystal Palace. He's told me that there's something about them that they got, and they almost won it last year, and they did win it this year. So he's probably fuming that the things that he said is not working. But then he was aware of their threat.
Yeah. Obviously, a few weeks ago, early in the podcast, just a few months ago, Kyle came out with the famous quote: "There is no title race." Obviously, Kyle isn't here today, as you can hear. You can see he's playing new baby daddy duties. His missus just gave birth to another girl, so congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
So he's not here today to defend his honour, but back then it was there is no title race. I would argue that there's probably 3 teams in the title race now. You're gonna have to start considering your beloved Spurs, Ramone. They're 6 points behind. They're playing good football. They ain't they ain't drawn a game this season. So obviously their win ratio is very high. They ain't signed no one. So if they were to go into the January market, I don't think it's gonna happen. It could even strengthen them some more. But let's say they keep this gap up until that Man City Liverpool game. One of those two are gonna drop points. So if Spurs can capitalize and they're 3 points off the lead or whatever it may be, you have to put them well in that title race. And they've been in title races before. Obviously, Leicester and Chelsea. I think it was actually under Redknapp. I mean, they were talking about a title race and it kind of just fell apart near the end. But the Leicester one, for example, that was a proper title race.
The thing is with Spurs, you have to say they do put the pressure on. No, they do. They do. They do put the pressure on. They do. They put themselves in a position where you could possibly think that they have a chance to potentially win something. But I know, Spurs fans know that it's not going to happen. But it's nice. It's nice for them, they put the pressure on. And also, what it's also nice to see is that a manager who apparently hasn't been backed in the summer window, not coming up with any excuses that, I haven't been backed, the board haven't given me any money, no one's signed many players, but actually
no digs
at
his
his chair. No, I'm not thinking any digs at anyone. I'm just saying that, there's nothing, he just goes on about his job, and in fact, he's improving the players that he already has. The players that he did sign previous seasons, the players that he builds them up, he brings through the youth, and he's making them into a great. No, I don't know. I can't say great, but a good team, a very good team. Yeah. And Son is becoming a revelation.
Yeah, you were talking about he needs to hurry up and go to the
he needs to hurry up and go, man.
Games.
I mean, I don't know how that. Apparently he's misses the first 2 games of the Asian games
because they gave him dispensation to play in the summer.
Yeah. But I mean, South Korea need their best players ready at the start. Watch them lose their first 2 games, and then Son not even needed. He just stays at Tottenham.
Could be out already?
Yeah, they'll be out. He doesn't even go in the end. I mean, that's a joke, man. Son, just go, man. Newcastle player, I think Key, he's already going the next game or something.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's gone. He's going after the next game.
After they take points off Liverpool.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, he's gonna score and then head off.
Take points off you?
Liverpool play next. So
yeah, I know.
He's gonna take some points off.
They're gonna take points from
off Liverpool. Yeah.
Funny guy.
Well, Nathanael, are you considering Tottenham as title? They're 6 points behind you.
Yeah.
Just over half the season left.
They can come third,
but they are third.
They can stay.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you're not considering them.
No. They will put on pressure. They'll put on pressure. Like they're a good side, but like Spurs being Spurs, they will see the light, and then they'll just trip over. Like I just see it happening, but I don't want to say it too tough because I said they would lose.
You said it, man.
The other day, and then they won. And
you said it. It's out there.
But yeah,
I mean, they'll clip it, put it on Instagram, Twitter. It's been
I feel like they'll definitely put on pressure on Man City though.
But the thing is that Liverpool fans saying to a Spurs fan that they might trip up. It's a bit of an irony considering
1 minute takes one to know one, isn't it? You're not very used to tripping up at the
funny.
Last hurdle.
No,
and Ramone wanted to put a few digs at ex-Manchester United manager. I mean, I don't know why you even digging that because he's not even a Premier League manager anymore.
I'm just saying. I don't know where you're putting this from. I'm just talking about Poch in his own right.
Because Manchester United don't have a actual permanent manager at the moment. Actually, we've got the legend Ole Solskjaer back with a bang, 5-1 against Cardiff. I predicted 4-1 actually. But we got the 5th goal. The first time we scored 5 goals since in the Premier League, that is anyway, since Ferguson left. The last game in the 2013 season. It is. I mean, we scored 5 in the Champions League and Europa League a couple times. But in the Premier League, yeah, we got 4 a few times, but 5. I mean, 5 is not a magic number. It's a number that people just pluck out. And I'm sure they can find a 6 because Man City's hitting for 6 and 7, and generally it was like, oh, we haven't scored 5. Man City scored 20 times 5 goals since Man United last do. But 5 was the number that they wanted to use, and we've done that. I know the last podcast we spoke about Mourinho before he actually got sacked, and it was very timely that he got sacked as the podcast came out. What are you expecting from Solskjaer?
First of all, commiserations to Jose Mourinho.
What are you commiserating, man? He just got £24 million.
No,
congratulations. If I got £24 million, you wouldn't be commiserating me. Like, Neeks, where's my cut?
I'm just saying commiserations on another failed job. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Another?
And there, well, you failed at Chelsea and you failed at Man United.
Won the title, isn't it?
Yeah, then you failed. You won the title, then you failed. I mean, maybe he thinks he's successful because he won the Europa League at the back. I don't know, but commiserations anyway. You ain't got a job right now. It's so tough. But as I said, he was. I told you he was going to get sacked last week, and as so happens, the next day he goes. So, sorry, what was the question you asked me again?
Solskjaer.
Oh yeah,
what
Solskjaer.
What can Man United expect from this short 6-month period?
I mean, listen. Man United, how many points are you off the top 4? 8? 8 points off the top 4. You're not out of it. And I said this last week. You're not out of it. I don't know if I said it last week. But you're not out of it. Like you said, Man City came back from 8 points to win the Premier League in February, March time. Arsenal, I wouldn't. Man United can finish above Arsenal this season.
Well, we're on the same amount of points as Arsenal and Chelsea. Chelsea's the one who's
but Chelsea would be the thing is, because there's two places where it makes it a little bit more difficult. Like, as in, you have to get above
both of them.
Arsenal and Chelsea. But I think it's definitely possible Man United can finish above Arsenal, with Arsenal being up and down all season. Chelsea do have a certain level of consistency, and then they just drop points randomly. So you just never know with them. But you know. But for me to predict will be a big ask for Solskjaer. I think all he has to do really just steady the ship. You know, keep staying above the Watford and Bournemouth towards the end of the season. Just steady the ship, man, because at some stage you're starting to 9th, 8th, 7th. You know, you weren't sure. So I think all he needs to do is just keep winning games, keep confidence high in the camp. And hopefully he'll be given a 5-year deal. So.
Wait, why? Why do you want him to be given a 5-year deal?
Well, I can't see him winning the Premier League in the next 5 years. Maybe someone else may be able to, but I just personally don't think he can do it. But maybe he can. But
I said in the last podcast, obviously it's before Jose got sacked, that when he does get sacked, the manager I want to take over is Pochettino. I said it, and then obviously Gary Neville said it. And a few people said it after, but
which means that it probably won't happen. Might be that says it.
It may not happen. It may not happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen because he's obviously just signed a new deal at Spurs. We know how Daniel Levy is, so I'm not even expecting it. The least I expect is Man United to, you can say, approach him, not illegally, but to go through whatever channels to say we're interested in getting him and take it from there. The only way. But the only way I would be content with Solskjaer remaining in charge beyond this season, he has to produce a minor miracle. So that would be, for me, getting top 4 and progressing in the Champions League, I would say, to about the semi-final stage. If he was to do both of those, I would say that's a miracle, because the team, as it is, we'd have to beat PSG and then probably beat another big team, unless you draw like Porto or Rome or something like that in the quarterfinals. And then to get top 4 itself, as you said, finish above Chelsea, finish above Arsenal, is not going to be easy. So if he was to do all of that, it means we've won a considerable amount of games. And you can't say it's a fluke per se. I mean, like, the Cardiff game, they're playing on adrenaline. You don't know how it's going to actually pan out. But if he does it over the next 20 games, then, you might have to start taking it seriously. So it's either that or winning the Champions League. And it doesn't matter where you finish in the Premier League, but that itself would be a miracle. I don't predict either of them. So as it stands, I would say we need to make sure right now we need to be sorting out who the next manager is, who the next director of football is at the end of the season. But obviously, as long as Solskjaer's there, and as it looks like he is, trying to following the principles of Manchester United in terms of the history, the way we play football, etc. That as long as that continues, then I'm happy for the rest of the season. I don't have any expectations per se, so I can't really get too disappointed. What do you want to say, Nathanael? You're itching, your mouth is twitching.
I was gonna say, who would you have if you don't get Poch?
It's a tough one. Zidane is an option. I'm not 100. For me, actually, Zidane for me would actually be my third choice behind Poch and Jardim, because Jardim is the ex-Monaco manager, and we saw what he done with young players, obviously of immense quality, but young players, the quality players at Monaco in the Champions League, in Ligue 1 as well. So coming to Manchester United, a team who also have money, but they've also got quality young players, and I would say players who are approaching their peak. He's worked in such an environment, a similar environment, you could say. Zidane hasn't. He's managed a big club, massive club, biggest club in the world. And Man United, you'll say just a level below, just slightly level below in terms of the size of the club.
Oh yeah.
But the quality of players that he was working with,
it was on a different.
And
level.
It's not just quality, but experience as well. All of them were like in their 30s, at their peak. You could say, I don't disrespect Zidane, but one could even say they manage themselves. You just have to make sure you can keep them happy. You put the formation and certain tactics, but once they get on the pitch, their ability alone, Ramos knows how to defend. Ronaldo knows how to score. It's not that much. You don't have to coach them. You don't have to turn them into better players. So him coming to Man United is a complete different scenario. One that I actually wouldn't know what to expect, apart from the fact that I know he would play attacking football. So that's why I'm in two minds about Zidane.
Okay.
But we'll see. Maybe if Klopp wants to join.
Who?
Nothing.
Okay.